trying to organize things, but okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الخلق سيدنا محمد وعلى آله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Ayah in the Quran says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. خلق الإنسان من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين. It said, Allah in the Quran says, Allah in the Quran says, خلق الإنسان من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين. He created man from a sperm drop, then behold, he is an open adversary. The human being, he's an open adversary. That's what Ayah is saying, that's what Ayah is talking about. This is an explanation of the creation of a man, of a human being. That he was created from a despised fluid. It's fluid. What is it worth? Allah is telling us this is what you were created from, showing us the creation and the powerful of the creation. He was created from a despised fluid. The man's a fluid, semen, which has no perception or value. After that, Allah described after that, he grows. After that, after that he grows, matures, and develops and rises to argue for the existence of the oneness of God. This is a human being. Some of us believe, some of us don't believe. Some of us believe, but they want to argue about it, how it was made, how it was done. When they talk about creation, everybody would start, they forget what they were made of. They forget how they were created of nothing. They were created. They start arguing, this human being start arguing about the existence and the oneness of God, and to dispute it with a clear and manifest arguments. Or after non-existence, he speaks and expresses what is in his heart with clarity and explicitness. This is a human being that always argue. We see it all the time with people. A note about this verse, just a small note. We have to remember, this is how I and you, this is how me and you guys were. We were nothing and we were created. This is how we started. This is how it began for all of us, for everybody. So this was, this also was, Allah's saints, Allah's awsiya, wal anbiya, everybody. Everybody was created the same way. From the Prophet, from everybody, all created that way. Difference is those that believe, those are value that creation, those are that all of a sudden once they grow they forgot they were nothing and they just want to dispute Allah's creation. These are powerful words. This is a small ayah, but powerful words from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet and the saint, they worshipped him, affirmed his oneness, and were grateful for his blessing. Here Allah showing us a difference. And this was also how Pharaohs, Nimrod, the tyrants, the rebels, and the arrogance were. Allah describing, showing us the difference between all created the same way. These went that way, the other went different way. One believe, one appreciate, one give thanks to Allah. The other ones were arrogant, were tyrant, were thinking, no, that's it. Nobody could reach him. Nobody could be more powerful than them. To the point where Pharaoh, he said he is the God. He told people, I'm your God. Yet they defied their Lord in his lordship and openly rebelled against him. The ayah said, khasmun mubin. When you hear that in Arabic, by the way, I was watching a video for English lady that she was introduced to Islam. I'm off the subject a little bit. She read the Quran. She wants to defute the Quran. She read the Quran to see what's in it. And after reading the Quran a few times, She was seeing things that she liked, that she'd like to hear, like something in her head, click, this is the right religion, this is the right book. So she converted to Islam, but kept reading the Quran, kept reciting the Quran, kept looking into for the definition of the Quran. Until one day she said, every time I read it, I especially if I read different interpretation in English, she said, I find different things. So she said, you know what, the only way is I really want to learn Arabic. I want to learn Arabic and see what it says in Arabic. This lady started taking classes in Arabic, learned the language, start reading the Quran in Arabic. She goes, oh my God, once you read it in Arabic, it's a whole different meaning. It opens your eyes for a whole different perspective of the Quran and of the creation. This lady said, oh my God, I can't believe I've gone that far with it. This lady was originally set to defute the Quran. Yet she ended up believing, ended up turning Muslim. So Allah here said with this ayah, it said, khasmun mubin, a clear adversary. Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, Muhammad ajil faraja. He said, how strange. He said, ajaban lil mutakabbir al fakhur. He said, how strange is the arrogant and boastful person who was yesterday a mere drop of fluid and will be tomorrow a decaying corpse. I know most of you probably heard of that saying of Imam Sajjad. Tomorrow will be nothing but a decaying corpse. He said, and how strange indeed is he who doubts Allah while witnessing creation. Another one, and how strange indeed is he who denies death while seeing people die every day and night. Once I read a story that a person went on Judgment Day and Allah said, why didn't you believe? Why didn't you believe in death? Why didn't you work for your life after? This person supposedly told Allah, you know what, I didn't get any notice, like I didn't have anything to remind me that, hey, I'm about to die. I didn't know when I was dying. Allah said, didn't your father die? He said, yes. Didn't your grandfather die? Didn't your mother die? He said, yeah. He goes, that was your notification. Death is coming. When your father die, your mom, your relative die, that is your notification. Death is coming. You need to work on it. So here Imam Sajjad saying, and how strange indeed is he who denies death while seeing people die every day and night. And how strange indeed is he who denied the hereafter while witnessing the first creation. You see people become fathers, they see the first creation. It's such a blessed thing, it's such a wonderful day for, when you see that first baby, but then later on we forget that was created from nothing. You see that, you think what a miraculous thing the birth of a baby is, and then later on people just deny that. This is just a reminder. Imagine small little ayah. If you really look into it and go into it in detail, you find so many lessons that we could learn from that one small ayah about the birth and about creation. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remind us with it all the time when we read the Quran. وصلوا على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. As you know, it's the anniversary of the birth of Imam Ali alayhi salam. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. This year is a special year. It begins with the anniversary of birth of Imam Ali, and it ends also with the birth of Imam Ali. We have 2 Mawlid Imam Ali this year in 26. So inshallah it will be a better year, will be a blessed year for all Muslims around the world. So it's a special thing, it's a nice thing to see that twice this year we can celebrate that. So hopefully it will be a blessed and a good year, and may Allah keep us steadfast in our allegiance to Imam Ali alayhi salam as well. He is Walidul Ka'bati alladhi lam yasjud li sanam qat. He is the person that was born in the Kaaba and never prostrated to an idol. Nobody before him except the Prophet did that. Nobody, he was the first to believe. Just a few things about Imam Ali alayhi salam. Here he's speaking to this dunya, to this world that we live in, this worldly life. Imam Ali addressing this dunya, he said, "Oh world, oh dunya, get away from me. Are you trying to tempt me? Are you trying to tempt me? Or did you long for me? Ya dunya ilayki anni, abi ta'arradti am li tashawwaqti." Are you trying to get near me? You wanna get me into the worldly life? Another one, he said, "La hana haynuki." Your time has not come. Far it from you. Derive someone else, not me. Said Imam Ali talking to this life, dunya. He said, derive someone else, not me. I have no need of you. No need of you. Imam Ali looking at this life, it's nothing. He said, no need of you. I have divorced you irrevocably 3 times. You know, in Islam, you divorce 3 times, you cannot go back to that woman. Imam Ali said, told dunya, I said, I divorced you 3 times. No going back on it. Then he tells this life, this dunya, the life we live in, he said, your life is short. Your danger is easy. Easy come. Your danger in this life easy. A person could even sway away. And your hope is despicable. This is also from Muhammad bin Ammar bin Yasir, from his father. He said, I heard Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi says, Allahumma salli alayhi. Look how beautiful this thing is that we don't look at that, we don't think about it. Look how beautiful that is. This is, you know, it is narrated from the Rasul. He said that Al-Malaikatul Kataba wal-Hafaza, that the 2 guardian angels of Ali ibn Abi Talib, they boost over all the other guardian angels. You know how we have 2 angels on us that write the good and the bad for us. Here Rasulullah said, those angels that with Ali ibn Abi Talib, those they boost, they basically show off in front of our other angels. They say, we are the angels of Ali ibn Abi Talib, because they never rise up to the heavens with anything to say anything that bad has ever happened. Nothing had ever happened. These angels feel different and they boast about it. They're better than other angels because they never go up to heaven and say, we're in something that's not good. Nothing but good stuff by Imam Ali alayhi salam. These are the recording guardian angels. These are appointed by Allah and they record everything, whatever we do, yet they have nothing but good stuff of Imam Ali alayhi salam. I'm going to say them in Arabic, then I'll translate them. And other things. It said, the title of the believer's journal, your life's journal, the title as you're a believer, as a mu'min, your title is the love of Ali alayhi salam. It said, عنوان صحيفة المؤمن حب علي لا سيف إلا ذو الفقار ولا فتى إلا علي حامل لوائي في الدنيا والآخرة علي. Who's going to carry that? Rasul said, حامل لوائي في الدنيا والآخرة علي. The bearer of my banner in this life and the life after is Ali. أمرني ربي بسد كل الأبواب إلا باب علي. Every prophet has a successor. Here, the prophet saying that Allah commanded me to close all doors except the door of Imam Ali alayhi salam and Fatima Zahra. Every prophet has a successor, and my higher and successor is Ali. These are the words of the Prophet. These are the mentioning things about Imam Ali alayhi salam. On the day of resurrection, it will be proclaimed. It will be called. A call would come out and say, "Oh Muhammad, what an excellent father your father Ibrahim was, and what an excellent brother your brother Ali was." Look at the description. It goes from Ibrahim to Imam Ali alayhi salam. If you wanted this thing, I wrote something. If you guys like it, later on I can give it to you. That Imam Ali alayhi salam taught the words, this is from Abdullah bin Ja'far. He taught Abdullah bin Ja'far a few words. He said, ever leave, and told me that the messenger, the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, had taught Imam Ali about it. And it continue, if you like it, I can give it to you later. I'm not going to mention them all. La ilaha illallah, al-halim, al-kareem, la ilaha illallah, al-ali, al-azim. Few words. It said, when you're in tough times, when you are tired, when you're exhausted, when you feel down, recite these things. Allah will get you out of the situation you're in. This is from also that Imam Ali said that Rasul taught him that. And I have them in transliteration if you guys want it as well. And just quickly, in 2002, I believe, 2002, Kofi Annan, he was the Secretary General of the United Nations. In 2002, they took they have a report at the United Nations that the report said, Al-Khalifa Ali ibn Abi Talib is considered the fairest governor who appeared during human history, all human history, everything. United Nations, it's embedded in United Nations paperwork. In 2002, you can look it up. I looked it up. It's in there. That Imam Ali alayhi salam is the fairest governor who appeared during human history, altered the Prophet Muhammad. He copied the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So, United Nations, it said, so, we advise Arab countries and Muslim countries to take Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib as an example in establishing a regime based on justice and democracy and encouraging knowledge. Encourage, this is so important, the last thing, encouraging knowledge. That's Ahlul Bayt, always encourage knowledge, always encourage to learn more, to look up more stuff and to learn more. We have to. As Shi'at Ahlul Bayt, we have to learn more. This is a post go talks about Imam Ali alayhi salam. And then in its emphasis on justice, the report emphasized on justice, why they come to that. By the way, they documented that with 160 pages of stuff about Imam Ali, why they came to that decision. 160 pages. On its emphasis on justice, it referenced his writing, particularly his letter to Malik al-Ashtar to promote fairness and social justice in leadership. That was mentioned. They brought up that in United Nations. This is how important this thing is. But does any of the Arab country tell you that? No. Does any Muslim country raise that? No. They don't want to mention it. They don't want it to be out there. They don't want people to look into it. But you search it, I did. I want to see, is it out there or is it hidden? I searched it, it's there in details. It goes a lot more detail. It's a really nice thing to read. So they mentioned the letter that Imam Ali gave to Malik al-Ashtar about fairness and leadership. They also mentioned about his word and wisdom in Nahj al-Balagha. It's so important they mentioned that. They said Ali ibn Abi Talib as a model for Arab nation, urging them to emulate his principle of justice, democracy, and knowledge-based governance, particularly citing his letters and teaching from Nahj al-Balagha to inspire modern leadership in the region, our region, that those people don't live up for the Ahlul Bayt ways of life. It was a significant recommendation with a major UN report for fostering good governance. They're saying the right way, this is the right way, the way of Ali ibn Abi Talib. That's the right way. Nahj al-Balagha and his letter to Malik al-Ashtar. Inspiration for modern leadership. United pointed Imam Ali's version of treating all people. This is so important. Treating all people, Muslim, Jews, Christian, anybody, with equality and charity as a foundation for modern human rights. This is recommended in 2002. What is human right these days? These countries that claim and declare they're out there for equality and for human rights, they're recommending follow Imam Ali's path. It was the only time in history, other than the Prophet time, that fairness was all over and there was equality. There's no difference between Arab or non-Arab, as far as humanity between Muslim and non-Muslim. If you're a good human being, you're a good human being. Even in charity, Imam Ali still, he spread charity to those people that are non-Muslim. He didn't deny them. If you're poor, you're poor. Doesn't matter what you are. Doesn't matter what religion or what color you are. If you're poor, Imam Ali is there to help. Islam is there to help. And I'm sure you all know this, that narrated from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "Ya Ammar, in ra'ayta Aliyan qad salaka wadiyan wa salaka an-nasa kullahum wadiyan fasluk ma Ali." Oh Ammar, if you see Ali going into a path and you see not Muslim, not the tribal Arabic people in Mecca or Medina, not only those people around there, he said, if you see all the people, kull nas, all the people going in one direction, and you see Ali going by himself in another direction, follow Ali, because he will never lead you astray. He will never take you down a path that's not right. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. He will never lead you astray and will not take you out of guidance. This is the most important part. Will not take you out of guidance. You'll always be guided. Remember the Prophet said, you have a thick line. Quran wa itratu ahli bayti. You'll never go astray if you follow these two. So here is the same thing. And this, I'll end with this quickly, just to make sure the time for prayer. It was narrated that on many occasions, the Prophet mentioned, he said, Ya Ali, anta wa shi'atuka hum al-faizun. This, I'm going to just mention a couple things. Not from Shia book, it's from Sunni book. For everybody wants to know, this is from Sunni book. And I have more. I'm not going to mention all of them because I gathered 48 different hadith from Sunni book confirming, Ya Ali, anta wa shi'atuka victorious. It's from their book. Al-Manaqib al-Khawazmi, he died, what year? I have them all in there. An Jabir, an Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, حيث أقبل عليا also. It's narration. Rasul sitting there, Imam Ali approached on one of those days. When Imam Ali approached, Rasulullah said, قد أتاكم أخي. Then he looked at the Kaaba. He said, your brother, my brother has come upon us. And Imam Ali, and the Prophet, they tapped on the Kaaba like this. He tapped on the Kaaba. He said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ, by the one whose hand my soul is. And he's saying, and his people, he's saying, this man and his people, Imam Ali, and his people are the winners on the day of resurrection. Again, this is in Al-Manaqib al-Khawarizmi. Then the Prophet said, he said, then he is the first of you to believe in me, the most faithful of you to God's covenant, the upright of you to God's command. He held God's command. The most just of you in the people, and the most equitable of you in dividing, and the greatest of you in God's favor. He's the greatest in God's favor. And the verse was revealed. This is when that hadith, when that happened, when the Prophet tapped on the wall of the Kaaba, this ayah was revealed. Indeed, those who believe and done righteous deeds, those are the best of creature. This is in Surah Al-Bayyinah, ayah 7. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية. This is when the ayah was revealed, and that's when Imam Ali approached. At that point, from that point on, the Sahaba, everybody around, from that point on, whenever Imam Ali approached, they say, the best of mankind has come. This is his Khairul Bariya. That ayah was revealed, and that was they used to call him when he approaches. His Khairul Bariya. And there's a lot more. I don't want to go. Like I said, I gathered a lot, 48 of them from. This is not from Shia book. It's from Sunni book. Specifically in that quote, Ya Ali anta wa shu'atuka al-faizun, the victorious, on that from them. This is the birth of this Imam. This is the anniversary of the birth of this Imam that we celebrate, that Allah want to avoid. Nahj al-Balagha, United Nations was talking about it. Nahj al-Balagha is illegal in Saudi Arabia. You cannot get it in Saudi Arabia. You cannot distribute it. They don't allow it in there. They want the truth to show. They don't want people to read. They don't want people to know. But United Nations recommending follow that, governed by the following of Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. That this is the Imam. That's why a couple khutbah back we said, how lucky are we and how blessed are we that we were born Muslim. Some of us who converted, those I think are more lucky than us that were born, or were Muslim, that we are Shia, that we are Ithna Ashari. We are the 12ers. We're lucky on 3 different ways. Muslim, Shia, Ithna Ashari. We're the follower of Ali ibn Abi Talib, inshallah, and we will be the victorious on Judgment Day, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.